Star Wars Battlefront is a brand new Star Wars game where it's an entirely online game and you are just playing as either stormtroopers or rebels and you are fighting each other on all these planets from the original Star Wars trilogy like Hoth, Tatooine and Endor. And that's more or less it in a nutshell. You're just fighting each other as rebel stormtroopers. There's some characters in there from the old Star Wars films, and you're just battling it out in all these amazing recreations of the battles from the original Star Wars trilogy. So it's there for you to just jump in and play and enjoy, hopefully. Now I know everybody is bashing on EA for charging absurd amount of money for season passes and DLC. I'm not here to talk about that stuff. I'm here to talk about the game. And what do I think of the game? I think it's actually a really fun game. First thing I want to mention, just to get it out of the way, is the level design. The level design is amazing. You look around the maps and the textures and the details are just incredible. You look in the distance, you see the landscapes of the planets, you see battles going on in the sky between TIE fighters and X-Wings. It adds such a sense of environment and location to the planets you're playing on. Whether you're in the trees of Endor or the sands of Tatooine, it all feels really immersive and you really feel like you are on these planets in the Star Wars universe. Getting into the gameplay, I think the gameplay is pretty solid. If you're a fan or an active player of games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, you're going to jump right into the core shooting mechanics of Battlefront. The controls are very similar in terms of moving, aiming and shooting and all that stuff. Then you have your power-ups, for which for most people I'm guessing are going to be grenades that you use the triggers for. It's all there and it's all familiar if you've played games like COD and Battlefield, and I personally had no problems with the gameplay. Star Wars Battlefront has 9 different game modes to play from, and these are some of my personal favourite ones. First off, you have Heroes versus Villains, which is pretty much all the characters from the films who you get to play as in the game. They're all fighting each other with their respective rebels and soldiers who are all trying to kill the heroes, and the first team to kill all the heroes and win up to 5 rounds wins the game. I found it to be a lot of fun. It gets pretty hectic at times with all the explosions and gunfire and all the heroes fighting the heroes, and a lot of it is a bit of button masher when you're a hero fighting another hero, but you can't help but feel awesome when you kill another hero. You just feel that badass. Another mod that I love is Walker Assault. It's pretty much the exact same as it was in the beta, but I loved it in the beta, so I love it just as much in the full game. I also like the game mod Fighter Squadron. The flying controls are a lot less complicated than I thought they would be, and again it does get pretty hectic at times with all the spaceships flying in the sky and lots of explosions, but again you can't help but feel awesome when you shoot somebody out of the sky. Plus you can fly the Millennium Falcon. I mean, that right there is just automatic win. I also like Hero Hunt, Cargo and Drop Zone. The only game mode I don't really care for is Supremacy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just, I just don't play it that much. I just don't find it to be as fun as all the other game modes. So Supremacy is the one where I'm like, meh, can't be bothered with Supremacy, but all the other ones I like. Right now, I want to talk about the hero power-ups. You get to play as the characters from the original Star Wars trilogy. On the Rebel side, you have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo and Princess Leia, and on the Imperial side, you have Darth Vader, the Emperor and Boba Fett. Luke and Darth Vader are great to play as. They have their lightsabers, they have their force attacks, you know, they can kill some people if you know how to use them properly. Han Solo and Princess Leia, I assume they just feel like you're playing as a normal rebel soldier but in a different body, and it overall does kind of feel like that, but they do have their own perks. You know, like Han Solo has his blaster that can kill people quicker, and Leia has his squad shield where she can shoot people out of, and she has a one-shot kill with her gun that you can switch on. So they do have the perks. They're not just like rebel soldiers just running around and shooting normal guns. They do have some good things about them. The Emperor is fun to play as because it's the Emperor. You're obviously going to like running around as the Emperor, but overall without his force lightning, I do think he's quite weak. When you're playing as the Emperor, your lightning's on a meter, and the more you use the lightning, the more the meter goes down, and when it goes down you have to wait for it to charge back up to use it again. But when your lightnings run out, the Emperor doesn't really have any other forms of attack, so when your lightning runs out, you pretty much just have no choice but to just run away. But you can't do that, especially in Hero Hunt or Heroes versus Villains. Then you're just going to get bombarded with lasers and bombs, and you're just going to die really quickly. Then you have Boba Fett, who is bad ass. Is he overpowered? In some cases, yes he is, but I just can't deny that I had so much fun playing as Boba Fett. He has his longer lasting jetpack, he has his wrist rocket, he has his flamethrower, he has an awesome gun. He is a walking, flying, killing machine. So overall, Boba Fett, he is my favourite hero power-up character. Now, a lot of people are criticising this game for not having a single-player campaign, and me personally, I'm not that bothered by it, but I do think the game could have benefited from having one. For one, a single-player campaign allows for unique missions, levels and cutscenes, and Battlefront could have had that in the form of replaying like the classic Star Wars scenarios from the original trilogy. Plus, if you're having one of those days where the internet is just not having it, it's just lagging and constantly disconnecting, it pretty much renders 85% of the game game unplayable. You do have offline content in the form of survivals where you can fight waves of stormtroopers and Imperial defenses. You also have these things called battles where you can play as the hero power-up characters and fight other hero power-up characters and like AI stormtroopers and rebels. You can do them in the form of split screens as well. If you have a spare controller, you can plug it in and you can have a split screen battle. You and your brother or whoever can be a different hero and you can fight each other on a split screen, and it is fun. I did it with my brother and we had fun in the couple of games that we had, but after a while it is going to get a bit repetitive and a bit boring. So I do think Battlefront could have benefited from a single player campaign, you know, for the unique missions and also having something to do if the internet's just not having it on that day. Overall guys, I really like Star Wars Battlefront. I think it's a really fun game to play. I do think there could have been a bigger variety of missions and game modes and planets and maps to actually play on, but I was still floored with the graphics, gameplay and level design, and the fact that it actually feels like you're in the Star Wars universe when you're advancing the AT-ATs on Hoth or you're swinging between the trees on Endor. It makes the game all the more enthralling and for me all the more fun to play. Overall, I'm going to give Star Wars Battlefront a 4 out of 5. So have you played Star Wars Battlefront? What did you think about it? What's your favourite game mode in Battlefront as well? Like I said, mine's Heroes versus Villains and Walker Assault and Fire Squadron. Those are the ones that I like the most. And who's your favourite hero characters players as well? Those are some good questions for this one. Whatever your thoughts are, tell me in the comments below, and if you like this stuff and you want to see more of my stuff, then be sure to click here to subscribe because I got stuff coming to you guys all the time.